Motivation and engagement in language learning. Linking motivation and engagement. Creating teaching learning scenarios, processes and atmospheres that are motivating is particularly important because it often determines the level of effort that learners expend at various stages in their L2 development, that is to say, their engagement in the learning process, and it is often a key to their ultimate level of proficiency. Engagement is a construct that is closely related to motivation. It is a term that is frequently used to talk broadly about learners' interests, involvement or participation in an activity. Engagement has been described by some researchers as the visible manifestation or descriptor of motivation. Personal reflection on engagement. Can you think of a particular moment when a learner or a group of learners were particularly engaged in one of your language learning classes? Or when a learner or group of learners were less engaged? What cues help you to identify engaged or disengaged learners? Can you pinpoint any reasons why learners were particularly engaged in a particular activity or why they might have been disengaged? Engagement at an activity or task level. Research defining engagement has covered a range of contexts that are hierarchical. School, classrooms, and learning activity, which will be our focus here. At the level of activity, engagement concerns involvement in a specific task. For language learning, there is a primary focus on meaning. Tasks require learners to use their own language, their own ideas, that is, their own resources to work towards a clearly defined non-linguistic goal. When learners are engaged in a specific task, the outcome sought is learning related, either to language use or language development. Engagement is a multidimensional construct that refers to a state of heightened attention and involvement, in which learners' participation is reflected in cognitive, social, behavioral, and affective dimensions. Each of these 4 dimensions is recognized as important in language learning. For example, learners' experiences of a task are more memorable when affective states are also aroused. In contrast, learners who are bored or disinterested in a task will become emotionally disengaged. Similarly, learners may become socially disengaged if they disconnect from other group members, and their behavior may become off task. For example, not listening to their peers' responses and not contributing to the interaction or collaboration. If this is the case, the learners are unlikely to direct their attentional resources in effective ways, to be cognitively engaged in the task, a condition which is necessary for task completion. Engagement and its 4 dimensions, that is cognitive, social, behavioral, and affective, is important because although it requires energy and effort, it drives learning. We therefore need to better understand the factors that lead to engagement and disengagement to create dynamic classrooms that enhance language learning. Identifying dimensions of engagement in a virtual exchange interaction. Differences in learner engagement also occur during virtual exchange projects when learners are asked to collaborate online. For example, we could compare different levels of engagement between learners who check their telephones, off-task behavior, rather than listening to and engaging in interaction with their partners, compared to learners who display signs of active listening, such as taking notes, asking questions about what partners say, asking for clarifications, etc. In the next video, we will see how a Spanish student and an English student interact to carry out a task. After the video, you will be asked to answer some questions regarding engagement. Thank you for your attention.